Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, we got a new season of 2K today, Season 4, and today, I'm gonna be showing y'all how to create the top 3 most game-breaking builds on NBA 2K23 Next Gen for Season 4. Now look, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, turn on post notifications, be sure to hit that like button, but don't forget to go ahead and comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today, and I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with the response. Now, I have 3 very special builds lined up for y'all today. The first one, as you can see from the gameplay, going to be bringing y'all the Inside Out Scorer, aka my personal Bobo build. Now with this build, I'm telling y'all, we're going to make it at the height of 7'2", but when it comes down to the animations, we get elite big man contact dunks, standing contact dunks, pro dribble moves, and we're also going to be able to speed boost out of this build. Now when it comes down to the attributes and the stats, we have the potential of a 100 plus post control, standing dunk, 3-point shot, as well as our block. Now look, I just want to say thank you to everybody, and as y'all can see on the screen, with all of this potential, I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and smashed that like button. I put a lot of work into finding this build, making it unique to my own playstyle, and I really do believe that this is going to be a build that anybody can pick up and find success with. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the breakdown by putting it under the center position. Now when it comes down to the actual body settings, go with the height of 7'2", 220 for the weight with a 7'2" wingspan. Now when it comes down to the breakdown of the attributes, I promise you, if you follow along with every single area, you're definitely going to be happy with the build that we create at number 1. So I'm going to max out the speed and acceleration. Go with a 74 strength, 75 vertical, with a 90 stamina. Now from here, we're going to be all set to go. Now when it comes down to the finishing, as you can see, we go with a 90 standing dunk, 94 post control, 79 driving layup, 75 driving dunk, with a 64 close shot. Now we get a total of 23 badges, and I'm telling y'all, these badges are definitely going to equip us to find success in any game mode. Now when it comes down to the next area of this build, I'm telling y'all, the build only gets better as we go into the breakdown of the animations and attributes. So for the shooting, we get a total of 22 badges. I'm going to go with the mid-range of a 79, 85 three-pointer with a 74 free throw. Now with the badges, I'm really happy that we're at least able to get silver limitless range. That's going to allow us to shoot a little bit more from deep. Now with the playmaking, go with the 71 pass accuracy, 67 ball handle with a 58 speed with ball for a total of 11 badges. Now from the gameplay, I did show y'all that we're able to dribble on this build, and I have more clips. If y'all want them, be sure to go ahead and drop a like. But now when it comes down to the defense, we get a total of 20 badges. Now for the interior, go with the 75, 87 block, 70 offensive rebound with a 76 defensive. Now I'm really happy that we're at least able to get silver box out beast and anchor, and I think going on from here, the takeovers are going to play a huge factor with this build. So look, we have an 80 plus ball handle if you do decide to go with the playmaking takeover. Now however you decide to pick these, make sure that you pick them based off your own preference and playstyle. But if you really want to get the most out of this build, I highly recommend first or second going with any of the playmaking takeovers. Now if you want to, I think what's going to make this build best would be the limitless range takeover or any of the post scoring, at least for the offensive end. Now I'm going to leave the build like this, but be sure to make sure that you go about it however you feel like is going to put you in the best way to find success. Let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly. We should be getting these 3 comparisons, and as y'all can see, together we were able to create the Inside Out Scorer build, aka you can consider this to be a Bobo or even a Wilt Chamberlain build. Now I just want to say thank you to everybody who made it down number 1. Coming up at number 2, I'm telling y'all the builds are only going to get better as we go into the breakdown of them. So look, coming up at number 2, I'm going to be bringing y'all my two-way point center at the height of 6'8". Now with this build, we do have the potential of pro contact dunks, pro dribble moves, and we have elite shooting as well as elite playmaking on this build. Now when it comes down to the attributes and the stats, we have the potential of a 100 plus ball handle, interior defense, perimeter defense, as well as our steal. Now, however you decide to go about the making of this build, I promise you this is going to be the one that you want to follow along step for step. Because when it comes down to the badges, we have the potential of Hall of Fame ankle breaker and quick first step. Also, when it comes down to the gold badges, we get pro touch, space creator, hyperdrive, killer combos, unpluckable, clamp breaker, box out beast, post lockdown, interceptor, glove. And I'm telling y'all, I'm going to save the rest for later. But just know that we're able to get at least silver posterizer on this build as well. Now again, I just want to say thank y'all for the support. And every single body who's a part of the Rich family, go ahead and comment down right now TG for thank God if you have not done so already. Let's go ahead and get started with the making of this build. So like I said earlier, we're making it out of the center position. Go with the height of 6'8", 215 for the weight with a 7'6" wingspan. Now the body shape, if you want to take up the most space, I would go with builds. Now let's get into the breakdown of the physicals. So I'm going to go with the 78 speed, 77 acceleration, 79 strength, 75 vertical, with an 87 stamina. Now go ahead and add a +4 to this area, and we're going to be all set to go. Now I'm telling y'all, the physicals are really strong, especially when it comes down to being balanced. That's exactly how I wanted to go about making this build. When it comes down to the playmaking, go with the numbers of 80, 89, and 77. And that right there is going to give us a total of 22 badges. Now, as you can see already, a few badges are popping up of what I named earlier. And if you like how the build is looking so far, I'm telling you, as we go ahead and get into the breakdown even more so, you're really going to see the full and true potential of this build. So I'm going to go with the 91 interior defense, 81 perimeter, 95 steal, 70 block, 69 offensive rebound with an 87 with an 85 defensive. Now with these 26 badges, I'm telling you, we have everything that we're really going to need when it comes down to this build. Now once we go ahead and get into the breakdown of the shooting, this is even better, especially even more so to add it in with the playmaking. Go with the 76 midi, 78 three-pointer with a 75 free throw for a total of 18 badges. Now if you want to, make your own adjustments, but I promise you, this is the best way that you can go about making this two-way point center. You have everything that you need in order to dribble and shoot off the rip. But now when it comes down to the finishing, this is what's going to make us unguardable. Now I really mean that when I'm telling y'all. So look, at least go with an 85 when it comes down to the driving dunk, 73 driving layup for a total of 12 badges. And this is the area in which I would throw the 4 from my career, so that way we're able to get silver posterizer. Now look, with these badges, I'm telling y'all, if you go about the layouts correctly, you have some of the strongest builds that you can possibly make and strongest layouts in all of 2K. Now with the takeovers, we get the shot creating, the sharpshooting, playmaking, as well as the lockdown. Now honestly, I'm gonna be real, ankle breaking shots is one of my favorite takeovers, especially when it comes down to shooting off the dribble, but even more so when it comes down to getting ankle breakers. Now if you want to, you can go with any other takeover based off your own preference. But if you want to have fun, I can definitely see y'all picking the shot creating takeover. I'm going to leave that option up to y'all, especially when it comes down to the second one. But I'm telling you right now, my best recommendation is to at least go with the lockdown for number 2. Now look, if you want to go with the playmaking, I can definitely see that as well to get better pro dribble animations. But honestly, these 2 takeovers are really going to make it overpowered. Let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly. And if you followed every single step, we should be getting these 3 comparisons. And as y'all can see at number 2, we were able to create the two-way point center build. Honestly, in my opinion, this is the best small ball center that you can possibly make. And since we finished up with build number 2, we have one final remaining. Now as y'all can see from the gameplay, we're going to be able to dribble, also shoot, and the best thing about it is that this build is going to be a catfish. Now coming up at number 3, I'm going to be showing y'all how to create the interior finisher build. And if we get post scoring takeover, sharpshooting, we're going to be 610 on this build. But when it comes down to the actual animations, we have the potential of contact dunks, pro dribble moves, and yes, we're going to be able to speed boost on this build as well. Now, when it comes down to the attributes, I'm telling y'all this is one of the strongest areas of this build. So we have the potential of a 100 plus driving dunk, post control, ball handle, perimeter defense, block, and defensive rebound. So look, if you have not done so already, and it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. Smash that like button. But be sure to comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from. And I'm going to be hitting y'all back with a response. But as you can see with this build, we're able to do everything. And today, I'm going to be real. I had to go ahead and bring y'all 3 demigod builds. So that way going into season 4, you know exactly which builds that you should make. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make this build out of the power forward position. With the height, I'm going to go with 6'10". Now for the weight, I like 210 with a 7'8" wingspan. Now let's go ahead and get started when it comes down to the physicals. Go with the 76 speed, 77 acceleration, 80 vertical with a 90 stamina. Now remember to add the +4 from the gym rat badge or the workouts. Now for the defense, I'm going to go with the 67 interior, 80 perimeter, 71 steal, 87 block, and defensive rebound. And that right there gives us a total of 21 defensive badges. Now you can go ahead and take a look, but I'm happy that we still get silver anchor. Now moving on to the next area, I'm telling y'all, the offense is definitely probably the best thing about this build. So go with the 79 pass accuracy, 80 ball handle with a 67 speed with ball for a total of 18 badges. Now I think so far we're looking pretty good going into the offensive area from the defense. From here, let's go ahead and get started with the shooting. We get a total of 15 badges out of this area. Go with the 73 midi as well as the 3-pointer, 70 free throw, and look, we're able to still maintain badges like Agent 3. We also get Green Machine, Amped, Space Creator, so I think we're going to be all set to go when it comes down to this area. Now with the finishing, this is the strongest area when it comes down to the offense. We get 24 badges and the numbers are going to read like this going down. 76-80, 86-80 with a 94. Now remember, we get contact dunks, and then when it comes down to the dribbling, I think we're going to be just fine. But the defense, we're definitely going to be able to hold our own weight as well. Now when it comes down to the takeovers, this plays a huge factor with this build. So I'm going to go ahead and first say that if you want to, you can go ahead and pick a lockdown takeover, or if you wanted to, you can even go ahead and pick the post scoring. Now for my own play style, I like to go with sharpshooting takeover, so I'm going to go with limitless range. Now the second one, it really comes down to how you want to go about making this build. You can go with the playmaking or even the post scoring if you want to be more unique. But for my best interest, if you want to be overpowered on the defensive end, y'all already know which one to pick. But I really do think that the post scoring is going to make this build unique. And you can pick it second or first. It really comes down to how you want to go about this. I think picking it second is really going to throw people off. Now, these two takeovers paired up together, really going to be able to do some damage on the offensive end. And if you followed everything how I showed y'all, we should get these 3 comparisons. And together, we have created the Catfish interior finisher. Now, I just want to say thank you to those of you who did make it to the end. And be sure to comment down TG so I know who the real ones are. But again, there's no amount of words that I can say to express just the thankfulness that I have for y'all. So, with all that being said, man, God bless y'all. And if you need anything, be sure to reach out to me on any of my socials. But with all that being said, man, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.